Hi, everyone, and welcome to the sixth Hangout in the Balanga Hangout series. My name is Kevin Gabayan. I'm a software engineer at Google, and today I'm honored to host two startups out of the Philippines working in the mobile local deals space. Today we have an open Q&A session as an opportunity for an earlier stage local deals startup to learn from a later stage local deals startup, both working in Luzon in the Philippines. We have Carlo Calimon, co-founder and chief marketing officer of mobkard, an app for local deals in the Philippines. We are also joined by Mark Colantava, founder of the Balanga Makerspace, a co-working space in the city of Balanga in the Philippines. And Mark is also the co-founder of the CoinSaver project, which enables people to turn their spare change into savings towards local deals. I would also like to thank the city of Balanga and the Balanga Makerspace for being such amazing hosts during my visit to Balanga. I've since been sharing Amanda's seafood products to my friends at Google, and if they didn't get a taste, then they certainly smelled it from around the corner, and which is awesome. And I got to hang out with Mark and Balanga on that trip, and I visited BPSU, and I also met Carlo for the first time at ideaspace on that trip. So for a brief introduction to mobkard, and I'll let Carlo take it from here afterwards as well. Mobkard is an app that aims to deliver local promotional deals and retailer information to consumers while providing precise customer information and sales leads. The Manila-based startup, once incubated by ideaspace, is now serving over 200 merchant partners, and in July of this year they raised 372,000 US dollars equivalent, led by digital signage firm Globaltronics. So before we start with the questions, Carlo, could you please just share a quick elevator pitch for mobkard? Oh, I'm sorry. It looks like you're muted right now. Yeah,
Oh, there
sorry.
you go. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you
Great,
right now.
perfect. Cool. Hi everyone. My name is Carlo Calimon. Actually, I'm already the CEO of mobkard. We started the company around 2 years ago as part of the ideaspace program, and the basic problem that we're trying to solve is very simple. We're all trying to find ways to save, right? Which is why we join all of these programs. We sign up for privilege cards. We ask Mr. Waiter or Mr. Retailer, hey sir, what benefits are you giving me? Do you give discounts? Do you have sales? Because at the end of the day, we all want to find or to have something left for the more important things in life, right? Whether it's something for fun, whether it's for family, whether it's for recreation or health or even retirement. So just imagine being able to get 20% off whenever you go out, and how much that saves you on an annual basis. So the money left over can be used for something else, right? So what we did with mobcard was very simple. What we did was basically convert your privilege card into a mobile application so that you're always informed, you're always aware, because it's on your mobile phone. And this application works on Android and iOS. And it's very handy because all of the deals are on your phone. More than that, uh, merchants are also allowed to send flash promotions and location-based alerts uh, based on the deals that are available today. And this allows them to connect with you guys, with you, their customers, with more precision. New innovations that we're trying to do right now to make sure that everybody's more informed is to make sure that mobcard is seen on multiple screens. So outside of your handset or your mobile phone, you're also going to see our ads on electronic billboards. As we go through this process, we capture all of this data that we can provide to our partner merchants so that they can analyze the behavior of their customers so that they can come up with better deals, better benefits for everybody. Currently, we have over 20 communities that we serve. These are closed group communities that we manage. At the same time, we have an open application that everybody, even there from Bataan, can download and enjoy. We also have over 300 partner merchants coming from different segments meaning they cater to the A to D segments. So you can download it, check it out. Just type in mobkard, mobkard, either on Google Play or on the App Store. So that's what we do.
Great, Carlo. Thank you. And and Mark, could you please share with us a quick pitch for CoinSaver?
Hello. Okay, so can you hear me? Okay, so the project, the Coinsaver project, started as a college project that we created for the Smart Wireless Engineering Education program. So basically, we started this as a technology to be used to collect coins on a regular basis to save for a product or service. But eventually, as we explore more, we explore deeper into the business model, we identify that putting deals on the coin saver can encourage more people to drop coin to save for the digital vouchers that this coin saver can give. So right now, we are working on to expand to more partner merchants that can start advertising their deals or their products or service on our CoinSaver. So CoinSaver is a physical kiosk. It will be located on universities and colleges so that students and young professionals can start saving for a product or service that they want.
Great, thank you, Mark. So I was glad that that you could both get together today and kibitz on some common challenges in merchant acquisition. So so Carlo, first congratulations on your recent series funding. And so I guess my first question is, what are you going to do with the money?
Of course, all of that money goes to the company, and that money will be used for marketing and technology innovation or R&D, so that we can be able to not only reach more customers, more merchants, but also to improve the product itself, so that everybody can continuously enjoy the benefits from our partners. So we want to improve the experience. We want to include more functionalities, and we want to be able to execute on the promises that we've made to everybody who has downloaded the application.
Neat. Do you see this as a technological, a sales, um, or a marketing challenge ahead of you? That's I guess which one of these fronts will you first pour your efforts into with the new funds?
Yeah. The new funds will be primarily used for marketing initially. We needed to gain more awareness for our products so that people can download it. Um, so that's basically it. But of course, we need to make sure that the product evolves. So part of that funding will go towards that.
Neat. And what's the current size of the team right now?
Oh, the team is still very, very lean. We're only 7 strong, and everybody works on what do you call this, their own specific specializations. But some, of course, do cross-functional tasks like I do. But basically, we try to be as lean as possible at this stage.
Neat. So how does the number of roles that you have on the team distribute? I guess maybe a little bit about your background even as well, and how it's particularly suited for the local deal space.
Sure. My background is very, very complex. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm an MBA graduate. I'm not technical, so I don't know how to code, but I do have partners that do. So it balances everything out. Um, So aside from that, I'm also an angelpreneur of Go Negosyo. So I go around teaching entrepreneurship, which has been my advocacy for the past 10 years. I used to teach entrepreneurship as well. So most of my focus has been on entrepreneurship, which is why I fit the space perfectly because I have a large network of entrepreneurs. So a lot of the establishments that you see around you, uh, they belong to the same networks that I belong to. So with Go Negosyo, with the Association of Franchisers, even some of them are former students. So it was easier for me to capture merchants in the beginning. So it was more based on my network that we were able to form the partnerships. Aside from that, my team is composed of technical people. So I have Android and iOS developers. On the other hand, I also have salespeople who help me right now acquire and manage relationships with our partner merchants. I also have a marketing guy who helps us also with acquiring users, right? So we make it very, very straightforward as to the roles. But now as CEO, I have to dip my fingers into all of these, except of course how to code. I don't know how to code, but I do understand what they're doing. So it's more about me making sure that the functions that are requested or the features that are requested by the customers are assessed and implemented by our technical team. So that,
Great. Mark, why don't you you can just dive in right here, I guess, and just have a conversation.
Okay, sure. Okay, I think I've met Carlo from the Gigs on the Beach conference, and I'm really interested with the story on how they started as a team or as a company under the ideaspace Foundation. I think a lot of our audience right now, especially those students from the university who are also interested to start their own company, is interested to know more about the story of Carlo, how they started, what are the challenges, and then how they overcome it to get to whatever they are right now.
sure. Mobcard started about 2.5 years ago. Well, 2 years ago officially, but 2.5 years ago when we started when we joined Idea Space, and it was very very simple actually. We were part of the first batch. There was a call for ideas at that time, uh, and we basically had an idea. We submitted it to the Idea Space competition, and we were basically fortunate to be selected among the top 20 teams, right? And from the top 20 teams, we pitched to the heads of the different Metro Pacific companies, including Smart, PLDT, even MVP was there. There was also a representative from Google from Singapore or Google Asia that was present during the judging phase. Uh, and from there, we were selected from the 20. Then the list was cut down to 10. So we were fortunate to be selected as part of that. And part of being selected, actually, number one, it helped validate the idea and what we wanted to do. But secondly, also we had the opportunity based on the funding that Idea Space provided, and even what they call this, the connections and the program itself, the incubation program itself. We were fortunate, and we were able to we were given the opportunity to convert the idea into a reality at that time. And what they call this, there were a lot of challenges. I would have to admit, it's not an easy path. The past 2 years, actually, challenges started from the get-go. In fact, just to share with you, and I think this is, I guess, somewhat public knowledge already at this stage, is that I, for one, and another partner were kicked out of the company after the first 3 months, within the first 3 months of being part of IdeaSpace. So there were some differences between the initial set of partners. Um, Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know how you take it, but by midpoint of the program, the the original partners that I had backed out, right? But because my other partner and I the two guys that were Steve Jobs, as we we say it. We believed the idea so much, and I guess we were very resilient as entrepreneurs. Medyo mataas ang AQ namin in Tagalog, or we had high AQs, or we had high adversity quotients. Um, we decided to pick up where these guys left off. And unfortunately for us, coming back, there wasn't really much for us to pick up from. There was the two guys essentially dropped the company, and there was zero. There wasn't anything there. So uh, we had to start from scratch, right? I had to find new partners to help us, which is very integral because this is a mobile company and it's a technology company, and I'm not a tech guy, right? So I had to find new partners who shared the vision, uh, who shared the idea, and we basically executed from there. And I think this is what impressed Ideaspace about us the most, because unlike the other companies who had 6 months in the incubation program, we only had 3 months to execute and come up with something. And we were successful in doing that. And we proved ourselves that we were capable, or more than capable, so much so that Ideaspace even provided us with additional funding or a convertible note that allowed us to sustain ourselves moving forward to grow the company. So I think as a lesson to everybody that's listening is that when I go around doing talks, sharing about my entrepreneurial journey or teaching entrepreneurship, people often ask, um, how do I get funding? Do you have funds, right? Right now, in the past 2 years alone, we have raised
Unfortunately, I think we may have lost a connection from Carlo at a really interesting point, but hopefully we'll reconnect with him soon. But well, in the meantime, Mark, maybe you could share a little bit about the current status of CoinSaver.
Okay, sure. So right now, Carlos back.
Okay, awesome. Hey, Carlo. Sorry about
I'm
the
back.
connection issues.
Sorry.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you're about to share some really
Pointers?
good advice to the students right now.
Yeah. What I was saying was very simple. People don't want to start their business because they keep on saying that I don't have the funds for it. But what I was saying is that over the past 10 years, the funds are out there already, meaning there is a lot of incubation programs here in the Philippines. There is a lot of funds that can be easily accessed by people who have great ideas and actually we want to start a business and make a difference. It's a matter of taking the plunge and finding all of these funding that's available already. So I hope that doesn't become a hindrance for everybody that's present to say that I'm not starting a business simply because I don't have the funds. There are a lot of ways to get the funding that's needed. So especially nowadays, So it's all out there. Take advantage of it. Um, where are we at right now as mobkard 2 years down the line? It's been a challenging road. Um, Over the first year, it was a year of proving ourselves and proving that we can survive. Because a lot of companies that we were talking to are saying that, okay, bring out your 3 year financial statements. Um, but of course, as a startup, you don't have that, right? But fortunately, also, we've had some organizations who approached us that believed in us and believed in the idea. And as I mentioned, today we're 20 organizations strong that we're marketing. We have our open application, and we have over 300 merchants nationwide and growing that we're currently partnered with. So that's what it is. In all honesty, the startup space, um, the startup environment has improved very, very drastically over the past year alone. So it's a good time to be in the space.
Thanks, Carlo. And now that you mention it, with this, you had 3 months to deliver to
Uh-huh.
ideaspace. Now, building a team, getting people together that can quickly build an app is, even in Silicon Valley, is a challenge.
Uh-huh.
Now, how do you go about this when you're in Manila?
Yeah. In all honesty, this is another pointer that I'd like to share with everybody that's listening is that um, number one, when you're forming your company, make sure that you form the right team. Um, just because you're a barkada or your your friends doesn't mean that when you start a business, everything's gonna work out, right? You may have close ties, but when you're in business, it becomes a different matter because there are a lot of challenges, there's a lot of stress involved, and at the end of the day, it's about being able to deliver individually for the benefit of the group. So when you select your partners, make sure that they're the right people, not just because you're friends, but because everybody brings something to the table. And that helps. As I mentioned earlier, I started off on a challenging route based on that. Um, but at the end of the day, it's about finding the right people that share your vision, that share your ideas, that share your values, and make sure that you guys complement each other. Now, in terms of hiring people, um, I guess we're fortunate that the partners that I had or that I have is we all have our own specializations and we have our own networks. So if it we need tech or we need to hire tech people, I leave it up to my tech guys to find that person. If it's marketing and sales, then that's my responsibility because we want to be able to focus on our specific requirements. And besides, um, each department will have to be working on or with these people for longer periods of time. So I don't want to be the one to select somebody for tech and they don't get along, right? So I make it a habit that they choose the people that they want to work with because at the end of the day, if they're getting along and they're happy, then everybody's happy as well. So so there. So we also get referrals from our friends, but at the end of the day, the screening is done by the project owner or the department holder. So so that's what we do.
Okay, great tip for all of us. I'll open my next question is that so now that you have a good team, the next step is for you to look for customers. So I think
Uh-huh.
the bigger part of our customer or your customer is also business customers or partner merchants. So we want to know what are your early challenges as a startup, since based on our experience, it's really challenging to pitch to a partner merchant as a startup, since most of them are questioning about your future plans and the stability of your company since you're a startup,
Yeah.
and then you are pitching to these merchants, and then they start to start questioning your credibility. So what are the initial challenges and some tips that you can give to us, since we're also starting with a business to business side of market?
Yeah. What we did was very simple actually. We started with our network first. I guess this can be a good thing and a bad thing depending on how you look at it. But um, think about it this way: if you believe in your product, if you believe in your company, then you shouldn't be embarrassed to approach people you know who you believe that can benefit from what you're offering. Um, Initially, this was a challenge for us simply because, of course, there's the trust issue, um, especially since you haven't proven yourself with. But what we did was we we were fortunate as well that these merchants that we want to partner with are owned by friends or are owned by friends of friends. So we had referrals, we had endorsements that initially got our foot inside the door. But at the end of the day, when we were pitching, it's about how the product can help that organization achieve its objectives. In our case, we want to be able to help them generate more sales. So, and at the same time, we offer the services initially for free, which is also a good thing because at least it lessens the risk for them. But at the end of the day, it's about getting your foot inside the door, but at the same time, making sure that the product and service or your pitch itself fits the requirements of that particular partner that or partner merchant that you're trying to acquire. Um, so also at the same time, being part of the Idea Space competition also adds to our credibility because Idea Space is a recognized organization. And it also helps that individually, my background and the background of my partners and my team also carries us and adds credibility to us as well. So that was very, very helpful in the beginning. But at the end of the day, it's about once you get this initial group of merchants or partners, that you're able to highlight them as well to the next set of partners or our partner merchants that you want to acquire. Initially, it's of course chicken and egg, but establish your foothold first, meaning try to get low-lying fruits. Dun muna sa madadali or the easy ones. Try to get the easy merchants first. But it's strategic. Make sure that it's strategic as well, right? Getting easy partners or easy merchants that give credibility to your organization in the beginning, right? And of course, you explain it to them in the beginning. You know, you make promises to them, but make sure that you manage the expectations as well, right, of your partners. And I'm happy to say that a good chunk of merchant partners that we have been with us since we started 2 years ago. So it's about patience at the same time being able to give that benefit to them, and at the same time making sure that you grow with them as well. So that's how we did it.
Great, great, thank you. We have seen that really Filipinos are family oriented, so we really seek help to our immediate family, friends, and
Yes.
and even relatives. Okay, so my other question is another chicken and egg challenge. Is it it is it when the your solution caters both to businesses or the merchants and also cater to the customers, since when you I think when you start approaching businesses, they are looking to how many users you have in your mobile app, how
Uh,
many users you currently have, and then when you start approaching users or advertise this to the users, they are also asking what are the existing businesses that you have on your system or in a platform. So it's some sort of a chicken or an egg question or
yeah.
chicken and egg challenge. So how do you start approaching these two sides of the market?
Yeah. When we started off, we made it very simple for ourselves. Like what I said, low-hanging fruits. Yung madadaling makuha muna. So what we did was, we followed the B2B to C approach. What is the B2B to C approach? Basically, what we did was, remember we call ourselves mobkard, right? Mob stands for mobile, meaning everybody's on a mobile phone, and more people are using smartphones, right? The other the other use of the word mob is also based on the gang approach, right? We're all part of a barcada, we're all part of a organization, we're all part of a community, correct? So that's why we're called ourselves Mapcard, right? What we did was very simple in the beginning. The first client that we had was the Asian Institute of Management,
Yeah.
right? What we did was we approached an organization who had existing partnerships and at the same time who had existing members, right? And what we did was to give ourselves the credibility, we convinced them that, hey, why don't we make a mob card for your community, right? So what did that result in? When they said yes, essentially it automatically gave us members and merchants to initially partner with. And remember, the Asian Institute of Management is a recognized brand as well that gives Mobcard the credibility that it wanted. So that's how we started, and that's how we pulled it off. We followed a B2B to C approach. It's the business to business or business to community to customer approach, right? So we acquire the communities, we grow the communities so that we're able to grow our partners faster, and at the same time grow our customers or our membership base faster as well, right? So that's how we did it.
Great, great. Thank you. Thank you for that tip. And another question is more of a technical question, but a high-level technical question. So I just want to know if since you provide mobile applications and your primary product is a mobile application, how can you
Mhm.
cater to the rest of the communities or the rest of the users that we have in the Philippines that don't have an access to internet or a good internet, and then limitation to smartphones.
Yeah. Um, para derecho, yung sagot, to be very, very straightforward, um, people who are not on smartphones are not my customers,
Okay.
right? So I don't think about them. Why? Because the customers that I cater to are the ones on the mobile phones. So it's about being focused as well, right? I'm focusing on this particular segment, uh, and I'm creating a product based on this particular segment. But I do know that eventually, these guys who are on analog phones will eventually transition to smartphones, right? So once they do, I want to be present already when they're ready, right?
Okay.
So it's more of focusing. Make sure that you focus on who your customers are and you build your product around them. Because I teach this and I tell this whenever I give talks. Um, Everybody has the same need, right? In this case, for mobkard, everybody wants to save, right? But everybody wants different things, right? So there's a difference between needs and wants. Needs is the same for everybody, while wants are different for different people, right? So what does that mean? Very simple. I focus on the people who want the same thing, right? Because I already understand that I cannot claim that everybody who needs is my customer. I can only claim that anybody who wants this particular segment, they can be my customer. So I have to focus on specific segments, on specific customer types, and offer them the services that they are looking for.
Okay. Great, great. Thank you. Uh, okay, so just my final question. Can you the three things that comes into your mind, uh, three things that you need to get a yes from a B2B deal.
I'm sorry?
Three things that comes into your mind. The three things that you need to get a yes on a B2B deal.
On a B2B deal, all right. Three things. First and foremost, you have to make sure that you know the needs or what the wants are of the customer. Ano ba yung pangangailangan niya? Ano ba yung gusto niya? Right? It's about understanding who your customer is. If you understand who your customer is, then it's easier for you to pitch your product to them because you know what they are looking for. You know what their pain points are. You know what irritates them. Right? Focus on that. Tip number two, I would say make sure that you can deliver, on your promise, meaning that the product that you're selling or the service that you're giving, you can actually deliver it to your clients, right? Because there's a difference between a promise and actually being able to deliver. So make sure that you're able to deliver on that promise. Otherwise, masisira kayo, meaning you'll earn a reputation of not being able to deliver, right? So make sure na kaya ninyo ma-deliver yung sinasabi ninyo. Uh, Thirdly, um, to capture that, make sure that you also highlight your accomplishments, right? Make sure that you highlight your accomplishments, you highlight the partners that you have, highlight your background. Because a lot of times when you pitch to these people, it's also about their confidence and their trust in the individual to be able to deliver that promise. You have to be able to show that you can you can deliver, that you're capable of delivering on that promises a promise that you have. Um, I, I've learned this over the course of the years when we try to get investments, and it's oftentimes that investors say yes to the making the investment, not so much on the product. Of course, that's very important, but more so because of the ability of the team to deliver on their promises, right? So it's the credibility of the team. So make sure that you highlight that as well. So those are the three things that I would highlight.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Carlo.
Sure, my pleasure.
Yes, thank you, Carlo. So another thought about what you just said about knowing your users and pitching to them the things that they want. Now, since the app has been out live for some time now, then have you been able to notice any dominant behaviors from your users, either through feedback or from monitoring their use and getting
Yeah,
feedback from the merchants as well? Is there any particular behavior that dominates the service?
sure. What dominates the service right now is that at the end of the day, people like deals, right? Especially if the deals are 15% off and above. Other than that, it's also about location, especially with the traffic challenges here in Manila. The more convenient the location is, the nearer you are to your customer, the higher the likelihood that you'll get a sale. Right? So I think those two things are very important. And at the same time, I'm also seeing a drastic shift in the actual behavior, especially on mobile phones of users. Right? So I'm seeing that there's an increase in mobile phone usage. So, so there.
It's exciting. Thank you.
Sure.
So now I'll check in with the librarian, with Anne, to see if there are questions from the audience, from the live audience.
Sure.
I see a microphone. I'm sorry, we can't hear you right now.
Yeah.
Okay, they are still constructing
There
a
you go.
question. Yeah, anyway, it's very well discussed. Yeah, so they explained very well how they started and their how they interact with the communities. Yeah, so it's a very well said or discussed. So maybe you have question now? Okay. So introduce yourself. With them.
Good morning po. I'm from I'm Jim. I'm Jim. I'm a student.
Lakas mo kaya? Yeah, kung maririnig ka, tingnan mo.
Hello.
Okay, go.
Hello. My name is Jim. I'm a student of APSU. And this is a question for Carlo. Uh, does does mobcard have a lot of competition in the market? And if there is, what makes you a bit more effective than them?
Okay, the question is Carlo. Hello, Carlo. Did you hear the question?
Okay. Carlo has reconnected. Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry guys, I got disconnected.
Okay. Question again.
Okay, can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Sir Carlo, my question is,
Ito Tagalog. So Carlo can understand Tagalog. Don't worry.
Okay lang na Tagalog. I'll answer in Tagalog, sorry.
I will just translate it to Kevin later.
I'll translate it later.
Okay, okay.
Sir Carlo, does the application have a lot of competition in the market? And if there is, what makes you more effective than them?
Sorry, okay ulit.
Nakamanap.
Sir,
Medyo
does
mahina
the
eh, sorry.
does the application have a lot of competition in the market? And what if there is, what makes you more effective than them?
What makes
You
What makes you more
more
effective?
effective.
what makes mobkard more effective than existing apps? Tama ho ba? Tama ho ba yung question? Tama yung question? Is that question correct?
Yeah, sorry, I muted them so that there would be less feedback. But and sorry, if you could unmute yourself, then we could hear you again.
Okay, so yeah, that's the question. That what makes you a more effective than the other competitor? What?
Okay. Um, very, very simple. What we looked at, ang tinignan namin is paano ba kami naiiba dun sa mga kalaban namin. At the same time, ano ba ang hinahanap ng mga customer namin unang-una. So, ang na-discover namin is na ang hinahanap ng customer ay yung immediate na discount, right? Immediate na benefit. Yung mga kalaban namin kasi mostly cashback o rewards points. Matagal bago makuha yung benepisyo. So sa amin, ang ginawa namin, instant. Diba? Instant kasi ang gusto ng customer natin ay yung instant. So yun ang binigay namin. Bukod doon, dinagdagan pa namin yung kakayanan nung application, o we added features to the application, which is the flash promotions. Flash promotions meaning kunwari, walang tao ngayon yung restaurant ko. Right? Walang tao ngayon yung restaurant ko. Yung merchant o yung manager ng restaurant pwede sabihin, okay, kapag ka dumating kayo in the next 30 minutes, may libre kayong soft drinks. O may libre kayong upsize. O may 20% off kayo. Special deals in demand o instant deals. So, walang ibang gumagawa sa kalaban namin ito. Right? Bukod doon, may tinatrabaho din po kami na location-based alerts, meaning na palapit ka pala sa tindahan, nakukuha mo na agad yung benepisyo mo. Nalalaman mo na may benepisyo ka doon sa tindahan ito. Right? So basically that's what we did. We differentiated ourselves. We made sure that we knew what our customers were looking for. At the same time, we added features to also enhance the experience. I hope that answers your question.
It does. Thank you, Sir Carlo.
Thank you for the question.
Okay, any more questions? Next is another question here.
Magandang umaga po. Sir Carlo, may isang tanong ako po. Ano po yung isang bagay na pwede niyo sabihin sa mga estudyante na nandito para mas ma-enganyo sila na mag-start up? Especially po yung mga thesis na meron po sila. Thank you po.
Okay. Ano yung masasabi ko sa mga estudyante dyan para ma-inspire sila na magtayo ng negosyo? Tama ho ba yung tanong?
Yes,
Tama.
Mr. Card.
Okay. I think ano lang no, ang masasabi ko lang, tandaan niyo tong kasabihang ito. Tandaan niyo lang, ang nakakakita ng di nakikita ng iba ang siyang kikita. Tandaan niyo yan ha, ang nakakakita ng di nakikita ng iba ang siyang kikita. In other words, the one who sees the opportunity first is the one who will succeed. Right? Kung titingnan ninyo, lahat ng produktong ginagamit natin ngayon ay galing sa isang taong nakakita ng hindi pa nakikita ng iba. Di ba? Ngayon, kung kaya nila, kaya nyo rin. Di ba? Kung titingnan ninyo, lahat ng mga tanyag na entrepreneur sa paligid natin, may nakita sila na hindi pa nakikita ng iba. At marami sa kanila ay nagsimula tulad natin. Di ba? Sa maliit, unti-unting pinalalaki. From zero, right? From zero to something very, very big. Right? Because we all have to start from something. Just make sure that you have a big vision for your company and your organization. Lakihan nyo yung pangarap ninyo para sa kumpanya ninyo. Right? So tandaan po natin lahat yan.
Okay, thank you. Ang di nakikita ng iba, nakikita.
Ulitin ko ha. Ang nakakakita ng di nakikita ng iba ang siyang kikita.
Okay. Yeah. I thought it's a third eye. You have third eye. Okay, so so they have a team now. Later they will post it on Facebook from Sir Carlo.
Sir, I have a question. I have another question. I would like to know how do you pick out your team? And is it a good idea to have really close friends in the teammates?
Ano yan? Sorry, can you repeat that?
How do you how do you pick out your teammates? And is it a good idea to have really close friends as teammates?
How did I choose my teammates? Paano ko sila napili? Um, Tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, advantage o okay lang na nagsimula ka ng negosyo na kasama yung mga kaibigan mo. Okay yun. Pero siguraduhin ninyo na lahat kayo may ginagampan ng role. Everybody has a role sa kumpanya. Right? And make sure na lahat kayo ay capable to deliver on that role. Bakit? Kasi ang problema niyan, kapag kausapang negosyo na at hindi nakaka-deliver ang isa, diyan nagsisimula yung pag-aaway. Right? Kahit na magkakaibigan kayo, marami na ako nakitang ganyan, na magkakaibigan nagsisimula, magkakaaway nagkatapos. Right? So hindi guarantee na magiging successful kayo na magkakasama pa rin kayo. Right? Kung ang pamilya nga nag-aaway-away dahil sa negosyo, paano pa kaya ang magkakaibigan? So when you select your partners, when you choose your partners, make sure that it's because everybody has a role to fill. Hindi dahil lang magkaibigan tayo. Advantage na magkaibigan kayo, pero siguraduhin niyo na lahat kayo may ginagampan ng tungkulin. Right?
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Any questions? So Sir Carlos has a follow-up question.
Sir Carlo, nangyari na po ba sa inyo? Sir Carlo, nangyari na po ba sa inyo yun na you had to let go of a friend?
Bigugot ba yan?
Nangyari na ba sa akin ang alin?
Ang alin daw?
Na ano po, you had to let go of a friend because he wasn't, or he or she wasn't
Oh, of
contributing
course.
much.
Kasama yan. Kasama sa pagnenegosyo o pag-manage ng kumpanya is also deciding kung kailangan magtanggal ng tao. So, hindi siya masayang gawin, hindi siya madaling gawin, pero minsan kailangan talaga gawin. Pero tandaan lang natin palagi na dapat may basihan kung bakit natin ginagawa ito. Right? Hindi pa pwede na dahil trip kung tanggalin tong taon to, tatanggalin ko siya. Hindi, dapat may basihan kung bakit ako nagtatanggal ng tao. Right?
Okay, thank you, Sir Carlo. Any more questions? So, how many questions we have? Hi, sir. Ito po yung isa question. Ito po ay isang malaking request. Nalalapit na po yung aking utang sa amin dito sa Balanga sa November 20. Sa November 20. So, in a way, isa question. Sir Carlo, nandito po ba kayo sa utang sa amin namin sa November 20? Thank you po.
Ano yun? Pwede ba akong pumunta no November 20?
Yeah, actually, that will be my question too. If we can invite you for our university town summit.
Okay. Nasa Manila lang naman ako. So, tingnan po natin kung bakante po tayo sa araw na yun.
Okay, sir. So maybe, sir, I can ask your email, or maybe I have to look with Kevin's email so I can check
Sure.
the email and.
No problem.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Any questions po? Tingnan niyo ang schedule. She's asking if you already confirmed the schedule. I said,
You will get your schedule first.
Ano yan? Sorry, hindi ko nakuha. Hindi ko po nakuha yung question.
Ma'am Tara, we have a question to you.
okay.
All right. So the question is to Sir Carlo, if is the mob card already done before you talk to the merchant, or is it on idea stage?
When we were talking to the merchants, some of it was the idea stage pa lang, or it was under construction. So we were showing prototypes or screenshots of what the product will be initially. Right? Then of course, mas madali na makuha yung customer later on nung nandyan na, nung nakikita na at nararamdaman na nila. But we started off with just images and a promise, really, right, that we can deliver on this.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, guys. So, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's session. But Carlo, congratulations on your success this far, and Mark, congratulations on your success this far too. We're looking forward to seeing both of your startups grow. So, Carlo, just before we wrap up, what's the best way we can follow your progress?
You can always check on me on Facebook. I'm always on Facebook. You can also like the mobkard page on Facebook as well. You can always also follow mobkard on Twitter also. We have exciting deals that are coming out, so watch out for those. So exciting times for everybody. Also, if I may request everybody to also please vote for mobkard for the Be the Boss awards of Rappler. So I think Kevin will just provide the link. So hope everybody can support us. It's a trip to Google if we win. So
Oh, yes.
I'll see you guys in Silicon Valley if we do win.
Win or lose, come.
Are you sending me a ticket?
I'm sending you an invitation.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll start
Sounds
from
good.
there.
Sounds good.
Wonderful. Well, yes, and also thank you, City of Balanga as well. Anne, could you turn the camera to the audience? Maybe we can get a glimpse and wave hello as well. We'll get an audience selfie here. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. Wow. Great. Great crowd. Okay, well, thank you so much. We'll catch you next time. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.